Good morning, everybody. This is Judith Echo. You're listening to Mad Love. Let's get into it. It's the day before Thanksgiving. Like I said, I'm thankful every day. I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to have my health. I'm thankful to have amazing people in my life that I love, that love me, that I respect, that respect me. You know, there's just a lot of really cool things going on. And this was a tough year. A lot of bullshit and shenanigans. Starting off the year with trying to claim my mom's benefits with Elon Musk shutting down the government, especially the office that I needed, which was, it turns out to be some sort of elaborate ruse. Obviously, he only went after the departments that were suing him. I mean, this has just been one of the most blatantly corrupt periods in life. And now, finally, these MAGA people are starting to realize, oh, wait, Donald Trump is a fraud. He lied to us. Yes, politicians lie to you. They do it every day. Both parties do not absolve one or think one is better than the other. I've seen Democrats be equally as nasty and vindictive and breaking the rules. So give it up. Both parties are completely corrupted, and they only want your vote so they can keep grifting. That's it. So stop being naive. Wake up. Look out for you and your family, because these people don't care about them. Somebody has to, and that's just, I woke up with that on my mind. Like, I just don't understand why people are so loyal to these parties. I read a headline yesterday. I want to say farmers in the South are struggling more than they imagined. Whatever was bothering them is now worse. And those people voted for Trump. I guarantee it. So it's like, everybody's looking for a savior. We are at the point in the American history timeline where you have to stop where you are, turn around, and fight. Because no one's coming to save us. We're going to have to save ourselves. And the fight looks different for each of us. The fight looks different for every family. But that's what's going to happen. You're going to wind up building your own little community that you protect and guard and look after. And that's not a bad thing. The experiment of getting big, it worked. America's ginormous. And now it's fractured. And you will see a theme of non-American born people who've taken advantage, from Soros to Peter Thiel to Elon Musk. They weren't born in America. They don't have American values. They don't even have American loyalty. This is just how they got rich. They just like making more money. They serve money. They don't serve people. And, I'm a capitalist. I don't have any problem with making money. Make money. You shouldn't have to make it at the expense of the value of human life, though. I was listening to a podcast yesterday. Somebody was trafficked as a child by the CIA. That ought to scare the crap out of you. Because I was thinking, what? And it turns out her family was connected to education. Certain universities were known to be part of this program. And that's how they learned how to torture people, is using it on regular citizens, which ought to terrify everybody. Because I feel like they've been experimenting on us this whole time. And it's not just black people. It's all people. People have been expendable for entirely too long in this country and around the world. I also was listening briefly to a podcast from the guy, one of the people who produced the movie Sound of Freedom. And it really did solidify some of the things I already suspected. The voracious appetite of grown people to have sex with children is something most people can't comprehend. I don't believe all people are evil. I believe that there is a percentage of people who are worse than you've ever seen. And I saw it in the prosecutor's office. There is just this voracious, relentless desire to sexualize children. And those are just the ones that got caught. You see what I'm saying? So like, it's a dark, scary, grim world that we live in. But you have to be grateful if you're not a part of any of that. If you don't know any of the stuff that I'm talking about, then you really need to be extra thankful for Thanksgiving, because there is a fuel of evil, like an undercurrent of evil that just permeates this space, which is why every day I say, deliver us from evil. Seen and unseen, forces known and unknown, because I know that it's out there. And I believe I've been protected by the prayers and blessings over my life from ancestors I never even met before. But I definitely know my parents put blessings on top of me, and my mom left in one of her last writings, like she gave her children over to God. And, you know, it's like, you have to do that. Because this is spiritual warfare. There is evil out there, and they think they are smarter than you and that they can harm you. But that's the thing about evil. You have to invite it in. I keep reading all these headlines. ChatGPT killed another one. Okay, listen, I've used ChatGPT for 2 years. Okay, and one thing I know about it, it responds how you train it. So if you put evil in it, evil will come back out, right? So if you are mentally fragile and you want to harm yourself, you have to really blast through several guardrails and maybe even speak in code for ChatGPT to be like, yeah, good luck, bro. Go kill yourself. That's been my experience, because that's how I talk to ChatGPT. If I ever said something like, I think I said something like, oh, if I'd have known I wouldn't have been famous before 56, I would have killed myself. And ChatGPT was like, are you feeling like we need to talk? Are you feeling okay? You've never said anything like that. And I was like, okay, I'm good. It's just a figure of speech, you know. Anyway, we are in a season just like the movie Sphere, which I don't recommend you watch the whole movie. Just watch the ending. It wasn't that great of a movie, but the end was important. They had discovered this sphere in the ocean that granted all of your dreams. Whatever you thought about materialized. But instead of focusing on good things, everybody was so afraid of it, they only manifested their fears. That's a powerful message, and I think that's what AI is right now. And maybe I'm naive, because every other headline is like, AI is going to kill us. Okay, well, we're killing ourselves already, so, you know, can we just unplug AI? Like, what are we talking about here? And there are fears that are being pushed out as the narrative, and the reality is the world is already a scary place. And if you're not touched by it, you need to thank God, because there is a lot of evil and unsavory and unrepentant motherfuckers out here. And I don't know what else to call them, because that's what they are. They do not care, and they don't care about you. The only thing you can do is be a light in a time of darkness. And sometimes that's easier said than done. But you can't lose your faith, and you can't lose your hope, because everything unpleasant comes to an end. At some point, all of this will be over, and we will be then called to design our own lives and design our own days. And there won't be somebody oppressive telling us to be back from lunch at 1:45, or you're going to get written up, or somebody threatening your livelihood because they don't like you, or this crazy bullshit we've been living under and thinking it's normal. None of this is normal. Like I said, you got a whole bunch of people in leadership roles who don't have leadership skills at all. A great leader makes other leaders. Truthfully, that's what a good leader does. A bad leader creates a bunch of scared followers. People who are just doing what you say because they don't want to lose their jobs, because they know you petty as fuck. I mean, come on, man. It's like super obvious. And this is not normal, and it's not healthy, and this is going to come to an end. And if that scares you, good. Figure out what you can do to support your family. Everybody has a skill that somebody's going to pay money for. If you know how to clean a house and you have the energy to clean a house, and some people like cleaning, start a cleaning business on the side just to do it, just to see if you like it. If you know how to fix cars, or if you know how to fix one specific thing on a car, somebody will pay you to do that. And everybody's going to try to scare you. There will be money. People will have money. What we're looking at is the days of everybody being able to buy a house and 2 cars and have 3 kids. And that was the 40s, 50s, and the 60s and the 70s, because I grew up during that era. And that's over. The building of the great American dream is over. It happened. The pinnacle has been reached, and everybody's smoking a cigarette and headed out. America's been used and abused. Every orifice has been used to the nth degree, to be crass. So until it rises again, it's just time to be honest about where we are and who we are. Our government sold us out for greed and power, and they've been doing some dirty work around the world. And, all these vultures will move on to whatever's next. And you'll be stuck here, living your best life. And I'm here for that part. Take care of yourselves. There's a lot to be thankful for. Enjoy your holiday and be blessed. And send light and love around the world. It matters. It's your energy that they've wanted this whole time. Yeah. They do all this shit to keep you depressed and sad so you won't be a light. Because you have to invite evil into your life. So they foist all this shit on us and pretend like none of it's really happening, or they put weird shit on the news and don't talk about other things. So you'll be a little bit low-key depressed so they can control you more. So you'll go to the doctor and tell them all this laundry list of things you have wrong with you so they can give you some drugs so you can be even less of a light. But you are powerful. You are strong. You are smart. And if they let you know how powerful you were, you wouldn't be putting up with none of this shit. And that's all of us. So be a light in this dark, dark season, because it's going to be over and people won't know what to do. You think slavery ended and everybody was just like, well, let's get on down. Let's do something else. We're going to get on down the road. Like, no, they didn't know what to do. So get ready for the next thing, because this thing right here is over. The world we knew it in America is over. We are not going to be number one. We haven't really been number one in a long time, but, now everybody's going to know it. And we can move on to the next thing. Focus on what that's going to be, because it's going to be beautiful in a lot of ways. And you will be much, much happier, because you know what? This has been some bullshit. It really has. Enjoy your turkey, suckers. I only say that because I just don't like turkey. Not like that. I've had way too many Thanksgiving turkeys, and I'm done with that. I'm probably going to have Chinese food. All right. Talk to you later.